So here I have my Quantrifier thermostat. I woke up last night with an auger jam and I let the oil furnace kick on and heat the home. This has happened to me a few times. It tells me I have an auger jam. I've tried hitting retry. Service tells me to contact Quantrifier. Even if I go back to done, it's not going to try to restart it. So what I found, it's easier just to take the auger out and solve the problem myself. So we're going to go take a look and see what the problem is. So here is my Mount Vernon stove, and we can see that it certainly isn't working. The first thing I'm going to do is unplug it, since I know that we are having a problem, and we're going to have to take the auger out. That's just going to shut off the fan, and luckily there's not a lot of pellets in there because we are going to have to take all of those out. I've been told that you can force the auger back in after you've taken it out, but with all the pellets in there, it makes it tough. So we're going to take the pellets out. And when it gets down to where you can't use your scooper anymore to take it out, it is best to reach in with your hands. You want to get everything out that you can. And I can actually start to feel the auger itself, and I've tried pulling up on it, moving it around, feel that it's not jammed, and it still will not restart. So I'm going to take all the pellets out and actually take the auger out itself. We're going to go to the side of the stove that the door has access to our auger. Luckily for me, it's not on the wall side, so I actually can get to it pretty easily. And I've done this a few times, so I know where the screws are. You want to find out where your screws are, and this one has 3 on it, so I'm just going to take them out. Place them somewhere that I know where they are. You want to hold it up, make sure that this last one doesn't make it drop, scratch any woodwork or paint. And I'm just going to place this out of the way for now. We're going to take a look at the auger itself. There's not a lot of space to work in here. We do have some wires that we will need to disconnect. This one's going to need to be disconnected so that we can actually get the auger out. The other one goes right straight to the motherboard, and you're going to leave that one attached. The auger has just one screw that keeps it in place, and it is a Phillips head screwdriver that you'll need, same as the door. So I'm just going to take this one out. Then my auger is going to come out fairly easily. So I don't need the screw or the screwdriver anymore. There are 2 little tabs. You're going to push the auger up, and then you're going to pull it out. You can see there's a lot of dust that just fell out, and that's probably my issue. The eye is probably going to be covered, so the auger thinks that it can't go. Now I find setting my auger right here pretty much is going to keep it sturdy. I'm going to get a vacuum cleaner, and I'm going to vacuum this out. I'm going to push the pellets back down so I can scoop them out. Then I'm going to vacuum up all of this dust right here that's probably causing my problem. So I'm going to do my best to push those down through. I've pushed my pellets down. Now I'm going to get rid of any dust that's laying around. Make sure it's nice and clean in there. Hopefully eliminate some problems down the road. If my pellets looked really dusty that I had taken out, I'd just leave them, not use them again. Don't want to have the same problem later. I'm going to go back to the top of the stove and take out as much as I can. You can see it's very dusty and powdery. Doesn't have big pieces. You know, there's some, but we want to get all that dust out. And again, I'm not going to reuse it. This stuff is going to go right in the trash. And it keeps falling down. And the auger actually pulls the pellets up before it drops into the stove. You can see how much powder there is there. And I think we're good to go. Again, that's going right in the trash. I might save a few of these, but I don't want all the powder that's at the bottom. And we're going to put our auger back in. It does have a gasket that you can see here, and the gasket does need to line up. So when you place it in, you want to make sure that the holes are lined up where it's going to go. We're going to put it right back where it was. Our first little nub is going to keep it here. Up in here we have two tabs that are going to hold it in place, and then we only have the one screw to put it back in. We do have a little bit of wire allowing us to pull it out. We want to make sure that the auger goes in, and it has to start out at an angle, and then you can slide it right down in. Place it up on its tabs so it sits by itself. Then we're going to take our screw, and if you had a magnetic screwdriver, it would be a good idea. That way you're not losing your screw somewhere in the base of your stove. So it's now in. Reconnect the motor. And then before I plug it in, I'm going to put some pellets in. And while we've got all the pellets out of it, it might not be a bad idea to clean out all of the dust that is still in there, so it will solve any problems later on. And I'm only going to put in, I'm just going to round it off to the top. That way if I still have a problem, I don't have to take out all of the pellets. That's usually what I would start with right there. Then we're going to go and put some pellets into the stove itself. So I'm going to open the stove up, and I'm going to put a handful or so of pellets right into it. That will help fire it up and tell the auger that it needs to work. And then close it up. Shut the lid. And then the last thing I want to do is plug it back in. And then we will wait, and it will do an auto clean. I can hear it already kicking on. Then it's going to take a little while to get going. And I can see down in here My glow plug is going, and I can start to see a few flames come up. Now it'll be just if the auger is going to draw pellets up. There goes a bunch right there, falling out. So we know that the auger is now working. Take a while to get flame up to normal operating height. Oh, and there go a few more. So that saved us a $50 service call and probably an hour's worth of labor. Nope, and there goes some more. Now that we know the stove is working, we're going to put our side cover back on. And now we're all set.